Hello, my name's Susie. I'd like to tell you a story about a hedgehog called Hodge. He comes into my garden. But somebody has written a book about Hodge the hedgehog. When Hodge was little, his mother helped him to find food. Together, they foraged amongst the fallen leaves for tasty grubs and worms. Hodge's mother taught him to eat from the cat's saucer in Susie's garden. Hodge was a noisy eater. He clattered the empty saucer upside down to look for slugs underneath. "Shh," said Hodge's mother, but Susie's family liked to hear their nighttime visitors. As autumn came and went, Hodge grew fat and round. He built himself a warm nest under the roots of the oak tree, and he curled up to sleep through his first winter. During those icy weeks, Hodge's tiny heartbeat slowed to almost nothing. Hodge woke up one spring evening when the air was full of birdsong. He was hungry. He scrambled out of his nest and set off in search of food. Hodge shuffled towards the wet road. Suddenly, he was blinded by dazzling headlights and deafened by the squeal of tires. Hodge was so frightened he couldn't even curl up into a ball. But he was lucky. "Daddy, it might be Hodge," cried Susie. Her father laughed. "Of course it isn't Hodge," he said. "Don't worry, the hedgehog isn't hurt. He'll find his own way home." "But I am Hodge," thought Hodge wistfully as the car drove away. "And I'd like to find my way back to Susie's home." The next night, under a bright moon, Hodge set off to look for Susie's home. He heard the badger before he saw him. Badgers can eat hedgehogs, however tightly the hedgehogs curl up. But the badger passed Hodge by. There was a fox by the water. Hodge wasn't scared of foxes. He laughed to himself and rolled up. The silly fox sniffed at him and then, ouch, wished he hadn't. Trees grew on the sloping banks of the stream. Hodge swam strongly across and climbed up the far side through the knobbly roots. Hodge had a feeling that Susie's garden wasn't far away. The vegetable patch smelt familiar. Meow! And there was Susie's cat. Hodge finished the cat's food and turned the saucer upside down with a clatter. "That's Hodge come back after the winter," said Susie's father. "I'd know that noisy hedgehog anywhere." But would you, I wondered.